never seen this kind of love before.
The program you're about to watch contains stories of real people. Today, as you watch, expect to be inspired, transformed, and healed. Welcome to Peculiar Moments Global, where every moment is supernatural. Your love story is next.
Hi, my name is WAKEGO WADIUTO NNOKAM, and I'm on the spotlight of Peculiar Moments Global, and this is my love impact story. I am a jeweler and also a fabric vendor, and I'm also into other legitimate businesses. I'm a lawyer by profession. My story revolves around myself and my son. This is how God intervened in the most difficult and critical period of my life. Last year, November, we were preparing for our choir program. I'm also in the choir, and I started bleeding. In short, the day the program started, I started bleeding, and I thought it was my normal monthly cycle. But this bleeding continued for more than 3 weeks, getting to the 4th week, and for every time I bled, I was losing strength. But I didn't know that it was having a serious impact on me. I went to work, and one day at work, I had the urge to go to use the restroom. And it took the effort of God for me to come out of the restroom and sit on my chair. And my colleague on my side noticed that I was looking very pale, like what happened? I said, I don't want to say what I experienced there, but he just rushed me quickly to the nearest clinic, and I was asked to run a scan. I did the scan, and the report wasn't so encouraging. It was a very bitter pill to swallow. And the doctor kept asking me, how old are you? Do you have children? Are you done with having children? And I was like, I don't understand. Why are you asking me all these questions? I was like, just answer. And I answered, and I was like, okay, as it stands now, you need to undergo an operation. You don't have much time left. If you delay this operation, you may not see the end of 2022. And I said, okay, no problem. I had just lost my mom's younger brother, and we were all in the mourning state. And I can remember Shiloh was beginning soon, so I went to Shiloh. The second day of Shiloh, I went for the evening program. I just sat down there, and all I was doing, I was crying, because I didn't know what to say. For me to go for this surgery would be the 4th time I'll be going for a surgery, and I was like, I wonder when this will end. And so that day, I just poured out my heart to God, and I was like, you saw me through all these other surgeries. You've always given me a good recovery record. Please don't deny me that. I don't know what it would entail financially. Make the provisions available. And I settled my case with God. So on the 19th of December, I went to the hospital, and the doctors concluded on the kind of operation I would have to undergo. On the 20th, I was admitted to Save a Life Hospital. I had Sister Mercy and my friend Kenoma Awaritoma by my side. We took pictures, made videos, laughing, and just having fun in the hospital. That night, the following morning, I was prepared for the surgery. The surgery, from what I was told, wasn't up to 5 hours. We thanked God that I had gone in and come out. I was kept in the ICU and brought into the ward the following day. Everything seemed okay, seemed this is not my first time going through this, so I expected that by the 7th day I should be discharged. And on the 26th of December, Boxing Day, everything turned. I just noticed that fluid was gushing out of my body. I was losing strength, and I think my dad was there when that thing happened. So they had to excuse everybody from the room, prep me up for surgery immediately. And I was taken to the theater. While I was there, okay, the first one I was awake. Yes, they will give you the injection at the back, but I knew what was going on. The second one, I don't think I lasted 5 minutes into the beginning of the operation. All I could remember saying was, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. And they were like, keep talking, keep talking, keep talking. I just kept shouting, I can't breathe, I can't breathe. And that's the last thing I could remember. By the time I opened my eyes, next I was in the ICU with about 7 tubes connected to me. I couldn't talk. I'd lost my voice for the first 3 days. I had to use my hand to like say what I wanted. Looking back now, I didn't know what I went through. But from what Sister Mercy said, the doctors had given up on me. Because from what they said, I passed on. And it took God to bring me back. And I was all bones. Like all bones. All this flesh you're seeing now wasn't there. I was all bones. I was discharged some days later, brought back to the ward. But I discovered that I had a bag attached to my right side. I didn't know what the bag was about. And it was later I was told that during the second surgery, the colon was tampered with. And no, the first surgery, my colon was tampered with, and that was what caused the issue I had. And it took the grace of God with the doctors to fix me up. They had to cut off a part of my colon, attach, bring out. So I was passing out feces in that bag. I had that bag on me. And I was like, God, I came in for this. I'm saying this. Now, what I went in for wasn't now the issue. The issue now became the bag I was carrying. Because I was told I would have to carry that bag for 1 year minimum. And I was told to go and get a more simplified bag so I could still fix it and move around. And I kept telling God, this is not the reason why I came. I can't be moving around with this bag. It's not comfortable. I know how many times it bursts open. I would be in a pool of my feces for 3, 4, 5 hours. The nurses couldn't fix the bag. Most of them were seeing it for the first time. They were like, I cannot. So it took God to help the sisters I had by my side to individually learn how to work on that bag. Sister Mercy was the first person. My cousin Chigo, Kenoma, my friend, Kuro, and my dad's maid. She trained as a midwife. So these 5 ladies were with me morning, afternoon, night. They were taking it in turns. There will be somebody in the morning, there will be somebody in the afternoon, there will be somebody in the night, just to make sure that they can attend to that bag. That bag, one of it outside is 1,000 naira. I wore more than 50 of it. It wasn't a pleasant sight. Am I talking about the kind of drugs I was taking? Looking back now, it took God, because each of the bottles of the antibiotic I was asked to take in the hospital was about 25,000. But God helped me. We were able to get them at wholesale outside. Sometimes we get at 12,000, sometimes we get at 16,000, and I have to take 2 bottles a day. And at the point, I just told God, I said, I think I've tried. If you take me now, I don't think you'll be doing any bad thing, because I can't see myself going through this thing. It's not it. I lost appetite to eat because I couldn't imagine. I remember one night I cried and I was like, God, take me. Mr. Messi shouted, I don't want to hear that. Don't say that. I was like, I can't. I'm losing the willpower to stay alive. This is not me. I saw myself, my reflection on the mirror, and I was like, God. I was all bones, as in you could see my eye socket. Like, she kept praying. We would pray. I would have nightmares in the night. I would be awake all through the day. I was given all kinds of medication. They want to put me to sleep. They want to ease the pain. And she kept telling me one thing: we will tell our story. Hold on. And she told, for every stage, she did a video. She took pictures. She said, so that when we're done, you would go back and you would see what God did for you. And then the next thing was, when are we going to have this bag removed? We kept praying. And one day they just came and said, okay, prepare yourself, we're going for surgery the next day. The next day came, I was hopeful. They came back again. Oh, sorry, the surgeon is not around. We have to shift it. I said, okay. And the last time the surgeon came, checked the old surgery site, and I was like, okay, we're good to go. Prepare yourself for the next day. The next day I went in. That was in the afternoon. The surgery was done. And I came out alive. The bag was finally removed. The other 2 surgery sites had healed to a reasonable extent. And so far it's been God. He made the finances possible before the major need came up. The finances were available. The surgery alone should have been more than 2.5 million naira. But because of the error by the doctors, they had to cut down on the bill. The medications I took outside were about 600,000 naira plus. And the day I was discharged, it was like a big celebration in the hospital. I did a second video showing how I looked, and I thank God. So I just came to share my love story, my testimony of how God saved me and how He gave me a second chance to life. And I don't intend to play with it. I want to use it to the best of my ability to serve Him, to do what I've been doing before and even more now, because this life that I live is really not mine. That's my love story.
Do you remember how it felt when you found yourself in a deep mess? When all hope was lost and all doors seemed shut? When friends were few and tears replaced laughter? When the money was out and luck lingered? When sickness ravaged your body and you envied those who could sleep? When your words were few and all you could do was stare? When fear ravaged your heart and depression ate deep into your soul? Did you ever make it through? Did God turn it around for good? Let someone experience love, hope, joy, impetus for action, help through your story. Be loud about your victory and be someone's light today.
I've never seen this kind of love before. I've never seen this kind of God before. Who I be where you love me? So tell you came to die for me on the cross. Yeah. Oh, I searched and searched and searched, no God like this. I've tried and tried and tried, no love like this. So